This video is about writing a whole book with AI. Whether you are a seasoned author or a budding writer, AI can be a powerful tool to help you structure, develop, and refine your book. Let's dive into how we can harness the capabilities of AI for this creative journey. First, let's start with brainstorming ideas. Writing a book begins with a solid concept. I'll ask ChatGPT for genre suggestions. I'll type, what are some popular genres for a novel in 2024? So ChatGPT responds with, some popular novel genres in 2024 include fantasy, science fiction, thriller mystery, romance, literary fiction, dystopian, historical fiction, horror, and many more. Great! Let's choose psychological thriller as our genre. Now I'll ask for a plot outline. I'll type, can you help me outline a psychological thriller? So here's a solid outline. It says absolutely. Here's a basic outline for a psychological thriller. Title, Shattered Minds. Starting with an intro, in which there is a protagonist introduction named, then a background, which means a forensic psychologist with a troubled past. Then it goes to settings, in which a small, isolated town with a history of mysterious disappearances. Then it talks about incident. Sarah is called to consult on a high-profile case involving a missing local woman. Then they talk about rising action in section 2, followed by climax in section 3, then a falling action in section 4, and a conclusion at the last. So the theme is the fragility of the mind, impact of trauma, trust and betrayal. Next, let's flesh out our protagonist. I'll ask ChatGPT, can you create a character profile for my protagonist? ChatGPT responds with, absolutely, here's a character profile of Sarah Mitchell. Basic information, name, age, occupation, location. Then followed by physical appearance. The height is 5'7", the body type is slim and athletic. Hairs are dark brown, shoulder length often tied back. Eyes are green. Style is professional but approachable. Then they talk about her personality traits, which means that she is intelligent, empathetic, resilient, introspective, determined. Followed by a background. So in background they talked about her family. She was estranged from her parents due to a family tragedy. Has a younger brother she feels guilty about. Then they talk about her education. Holds a doctorate in psychology with a specialization in criminal behavior. Then they talk about her trauma. Experienced a significant loss in her past. For example, a close friend went missing, shaping her career choice and personal struggles. Then they talk about goals and motivation, strengths, weaknesses, character arc. In character arc, they talk about beginning, middle, and end. In beginning, this starts as a conflicted individual struggling with her past while trying to navigate her professional life. Her key relationships with her colleague and the antagonist. Feel free to modify any details to better fit your story. This character has depth. Now, let's develop a few supporting characters. I'll type, can you suggest some supporting characters for Sarah? These supporting characters will add complexity to the story. So they are David Lawson. The role is Sarah's trusted colleague and a friend, and his age is 34. Followed by our second character, Emily Carter. Her role is the missing woman's best friend. Her age is 30. Next is Marcus Michael. His role is Sarah's estranged younger brother, age 28. personality aspiring artist, then followed by many other supporting characters. Now that we have our plot and characters, let's move on to writing the first chapter. I'll ask ChatGPT, can you write the opening scene for my book? So, so ChatGPT replies, the rain fell in relentless sheets, each drop a reminder of the darkness that enveloped the small town of Briar Hollow. Sarah Michael sat in her car, the engine's quiet hum barely audible over the pounding rain. Her gaze was fixed on the flickering neon sign of the diner across the street, a beacon in the gloomy morning, but it offered no comfort. So that's a gripping start. Let's say we want to expand this scene. Now I'll type in ChatGPT, can you add more details and describe Sarah's environment and emotions? Now it has provided us with a revised opening scene with more details about Sarah's emotions and environment. They say, the rain fell in relentless sheets, transforming Briar Hollow into a watercolor painting of grey and despair. Each drop splattered against the windshield of Sarah Michael's car, distorting the world outside into a blur of muted colors. Perfect. Now let's talk about developing the characters. We want to maintain a cohesive flow. So I'll ask ChatGPT, how can I structure the next few chapters to build tension? Let's see what advice ChatGPT has. So it says chapter 2 should be about the meeting, where Sarah and Emily find a safe spot to talk, and it has provided the tension building scene, which is Emily reveals key details about Lisa's recent behavior and hints at a darker secret. Then in chapter 3, they talk about the investigation deepens, and then cracks in the trust and many more. So this structure will definitely keep readers engaged. Now let's focus on the dialogue. Strong dialogue can enhance character development. So I'll type, can you help me write a conversation between Sarah and Detective Lawson? So it says, sure, here's the conversation between Sarah and Detective. Which the first scene is inside Sarah's office, rain still pouring outside. Sarah says, David, we need to talk about the evidence from the diner. It doesn't add up. Then David says, Sarah, I know you're passionate, but we are walking in a fine line here. You just can't chase every lead like this. So there's a dialogue conversation between Sarah and David. This dialogue captures their dynamic well. Now let's consider various revisions. After finishing a draft, it's important to refine your work. So I'll ask ChatGPT, can you provide tips for editing my manuscript? So it has provided us with 15 tips, which are cut unnecessary words, look for repetition, focus on dialogue, and so on. So these tips are invaluable for polishing your manuscript. Finally, let's talk about publishing. Whether you are considering traditional publishing or self-publishing, I'll ask ChatGPT for advice on both routes. I'll type give advice on publishing this. So it says decide on your publishing route, if it is traditional or self. Then they ask to prepare your manuscript. Ensure your manuscript is thoroughly edited and polished. Then create a strong query package. Query letter, a query letter, synopsis, and sample pages. Then build your author platform, followed by network with other authors. Consider a book design, plan your marketing strategy, and so on. You can give this a read if you're interested. Now you have a roadmap for publishing your book. To recap, we have explored how to write a whole book using AI, from brainstorming ideas and structuring your plot to crafting engaging dialogue and refining your manuscript. Start leveraging ChatGPT today to unlock your writing potential.